Happy New Year! We're back. It is Monday, the 3rd day of January 2022. After an extended break for the New Year and the holidays, we are back. We haven't seen each other since Thursday morning. We had Friday off, New Year's Eve, and of course we don't work weekends, and even if we do, we don't work real hard. Happy New Year to you and yours. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. It's a jam-packed program for you today. It's been snowing. I don't know. Outside of our studios, about 3 inches of fresh snow. It's starting to taper off a little bit. In fact, that system that's coming through and bringing us the snow is already beginning to exit the area. It's just taking its sweet time doing it. It's going to feel a lot warmer than it has been over the last 10 days, but we're still going to be dealing with more snow, especially Wednesday night and Thursday. We're in for a very wintry week to begin the new year. The passes are still a mess. Stevens Pass closed for avalanche control work. I-90 is closed because you just can't get over it. Blue Pass is a chained requirement. White Pass is closed. It's coming down big time in the mountain passes, and it's only just begun up there. They're going to be measuring the snow in feet, not inches, in the Cascades. Past report coming up. News? Got that. Sports, a whole bunch, because we haven't seen each other again since Thursday morning, so we'll do sports chronologically. Seems to make sense to us. Everything else you need to start your day, and if you're a customer of the East Wenatchee Water District, and the odds are, if you live in East Wenatchee or the greater East Wenatchee area, anywhere between Baker Flats to Rock Island, you do get your water from the East Wenatchee Water District. Changes are coming your way to the billing structure and how it all works. It needed to be updated and modernized. It is Vince Johnston, who is the general manager of the East Wenatchee Water District, will be my guest in the back half of the program. A couple of things you need to know before we get going. We have very limited camera availability to see, and number two, Uriah, the monitor is off. So if you want to go ahead and throw something up, let me know when it's up. Okay, I'm going to go turn the monitor on. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I have to get up from my chair and turn on the power button here. Hold tight, because somehow or another the in-studio monitor got turned off or unplugged or something like that. And I am back into my usual position, and that, of course, is the snow-covered Wenatchee Valley. The hardest it came down snow that I was able to tell this morning was about 4:15 to about 4:45, for about a half an hour there. It was really coming down, but it's been snowing lightly and consistently since about 7 o'clock last night. And again, we're not done yet. We still have a winter storm warning, as a matter of fact, that doesn't expire until 1 this afternoon. But again, it is already beginning to exit the area. That's good news, but we got more snow coming Wednesday night and Thursday, perhaps more than we got already today. Camera number 2. Oh, that's a look outside of our studios. That's City Hall to your right. That's cars driving. I have such a tremendous grasp of the obvious. It's compact snow and ice on all the roadways, the major ones, the minor ones. We haven't had too many accidents this morning that we've been able to hear on the scanner, but there's still been some whoopsie-doozies out there. Your biggest problem, not only is the compact snow and ice on all of the roadways, side streets and main arterials, but you can't see the lines. You can't see the demarcation lines for what lane you're supposed to be in. That can make it a bit challenging, but the plows will be out there, and they're getting the job done. That's from outside of our studios in downtown Wenatchee. Camera number 3. Downtown Wenatchee again on the Cascadian camera looking to the south, I believe. As you can see, the roads are covered in snow. Now, everybody's back at it. I mean, we're done with the vacation, so we're going to see heavier than normal traffic than we have in the last couple of weeks with school back in session and what have you. So just be forewarned, there'll be a lot more people out and about than there have been in the last 10 days or so. Camera number 4. Are we up to 4? Ooh, Billy Goat takes a bow. Normally that we wouldn't be able to see anything, but that's not a bad view at all from Billy Goat. I've already canceled my tee time at the Alta Lake Golf Course, decided not to go out and play 18 this morning. Good morning, Pateris. Good morning to the Medhow River emptying into Pateris. Alta Lake at the bottom of your screen. Brewster off into the distance. As we say good morning to our friends in the Omak, Okanagan area from Okanagan County. Some pretty good views this morning. Now, more snow is coming our way. For the Wenatchee Valley, the next significant snowfall is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday. Wednesday night, we're going to get 2 to 4 inches of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley, plus an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow on Thursday. So for the valley proper, anywhere from 3 to 7 inches is what we're looking at Wednesday night into Thursday, although we are going to warm up a little bit. In fact, we even could see some sun breaks this afternoon as the system begins to exit, and we're going to, luckily that mid-level flow is going to allow the lee of the Cascades to stop whatever is still coming our way. We're going to see some sun breaks, but that's later on today. Again, another band of snow for the Wenatchee Valley expected Wednesday night and Thursday. Most of the heaviest snow is probably going to be Wednesday night. So, are you ready for a winter forecast? Here we go. Lots of clouds for the most part. Late afternoon sun breaks. The snow should be all but done in the next hour or so. We'll top off at about 30 degrees. We're going to get down to 16 for the overnight low tonight. By the way, sunrise this morning, 7:48. Sunrise has not moved at all for about a week. It's the sunset that gets a little bit later. It's going to be at 4:23 this afternoon. 8 hours and 35 minutes of daylight. 8 hours, 35 minutes of daylight today. For tomorrow, a few sun breaks, slight chance of some light snow, intermittent hit and miss snow showers. We'll get up to about 31 degrees. Light snow on Tuesday night, can't rule it out, 20 for the overnight low. You can see we're warming up quite a bit. We were down to 3 degrees for the low yesterday. Wednesday, pretty dry during the day, maybe half an inch, and then here comes the snow Wednesday night. Again, 2 to 4 inches of snow for the valley Wednesday night. Other locations will get more. And then on Thursday, an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow possible. I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service issues a winter storm watch, if not a warning, for Wednesday night and Thursday. It's a possibility. Could even see a little bit of light rain on Friday. As you can see, we're going to warm up quite a bit with a high of 39 degrees, so perhaps a little bit of snow melt. And we head into the weekend. Saturday, sunshine, a high of 37. Sunday, partly cloudy, cooling down to about 33. So the trade-off is we're going to have considerably warmer temperatures in this very cold weather we've had over the last 10 days to 2 weeks. But the flip side is more snow, quite a bit more snow. Now, speaking of snow, mountain passes, I don't know what to tell you. That's a live shot of Stevens Pass. You want to head on over to Stevens Pass? Yeah, it's closed right now. Yeah, they're still doing avalanche control work. They've been doing it for about 2 hours now, and they still haven't reopened it. The last I checked, however, it was a chain requirement on Stevens Pass. As you can see, I don't see an automobile on the roadway there. Stevens Pass, again, chains are required, but right now you can't get there. Avalanche control work continues. They've been at that for a couple of hours now. I-90 has been closed for quite some time. We have no update on I-90 and when they may reopen it. They're thinking maybe 9 o'clock this morning, maybe 9 o'clock this morning. They've had the whole 9 yards. They got blowing snow, zero visibility. It's been snowing really hard. There's a beautiful thing of I-90 there. Again, I-90 is closed, has been for quite some time. They're going to reassess the situation at 9 o'clock this morning. Blewett Pass, chains are required on all cars except all-wheel drive, and we understand on US 97, there it is snowing very hard on Blewett Pass. The snow totals are mind-boggling. Not too bad until we get to Wednesday. Here are your snow totals for today for the mountain passes. And by the way, this report is brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Member SIPC. In the mountain passes today, 3 to 7 inches. So they need to find those windows so they can get out and get the plows done. But it's going to snow pretty much all day in the mountain passes. Tapers off tonight, 1 to 3 inches of snow. Tuesday, in the mountain passes, 3 to 5 inches of snow. Tuesday night, 3 to 5 inches of snow. Wednesday, 1 to 2 inches of snow. And then Wednesday night, anywhere from a foot to 2 feet of snow Wednesday night, and then 15 to 21 inches of snow on Thursday. By the time it gets to Thursday night, starting with today, going all the way through Thursday night, depending on what pass you're going to take, anywhere from 38 to 61 inches of snow in the Cascades. And guess what? It's going to snow Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday. They just don't know how much yet. That is a lot of snow. So to recap, Stevens Pass closed right now for avalanche control work. We'll let you know if it reopens during this program. I-90 has been closed for a few hours now because it's just untransversable. You just can't go anywhere. I-90 is closed. By the way, White Pass is also closed, and Blue Pass has a chain requirement with the snow coming down big time. All right. We got that out of the way. 9 minutes after the hour, your Monday morning headlines are coming up next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
ColorFX has moved their shop to a larger location to expand their services, including adding in a state-of-the-art large format printer. They got it. You need banners? They got them. You need vinyl decals for your cars, trucks, vans, or trailers in just about any size? Yeah, they got it. ColorFX has also been providing fun swag and clothing for local churches and high schools around our valley for decades. Support your local print shop. Call ColorFX in Cashmere today. It continues to snow lightly here in downtown Wenatchee. We are at 16 degrees. The snow will be tapering off mid-morning to right around noon. Catch a little bit of a break with some intermittent snow showers for the next 48 hours, and then starting Wednesday night into Thursday, we're going to get an additional 5 inches of snow, perhaps even more, in the Wenatchee Valley Wednesday night and Thursday. We begin with this story. The number of new COVID-19 cases in Chelan and Douglas counties took a big jump in the latest thermographic that was supplied to us from the Chelan-Douglas Health District. After mostly declining for the past several weeks, the rate of new cases in the two counties increased to 320 per 100,000 residents over the last couple of weeks after reaching a months-long low of 214 new cases per 100,000 residents the previous week. The Chelan-Douglas Health District did not attribute the increase in cases to the Omicron variant of the virus, but they did say the variant is on the rise locally and it's expected to peak in the next 2 to 6 weeks. One man is in custody. Another man is being sought by authorities for allegedly keeping and distributing large amounts of fentanyl in the Wenatchee Valley. 39-year-old Justin Embry and 41-year-old Brandon Davilar are accused of bringing the powerful narcotic into the area, some of which were misleadingly labeled as the pain reliever Percocet. The Columbia River Drug Task Force says Davilar faces 4 counts of drug possession with intent to deliver, while Embry is charged with 3 counts. Police say their investigation recovered about 300 fentanyl pills, plus 45 grams of heroin and 45 grams of methamphetamine. Now, Embry was arrested last Wednesday, but Davilar is still out there, and he is being sought by police the last we checked. An imprisoned murderer could be resentenced in the 2001 Wenatchee homicide that earned him multiple consecutive life terms. Michael Raymond Garrett, he is now 53 years old. He pleaded guilty to aggravated murder, robbery, assault, and other crimes in the killing of 22-year-old Chrissy Clemens, who was gunned down at her workplace at the Liberty Video Store in downtown Wenatchee. A career criminal, Garrett had multiple previous convictions that factored into his sentence. Now, those included drug possession charges, which are no longer felonies in the state of Washington. Chelan County prosecutors agreed Wednesday that Garrett may need resentencing, but said the vacated drug charges would not shorten his sentence of 5 life terms plus 41 years. The case goes before a judge next month. And a handful of laws passed by the state legislature went into effect on New Year's Day. Among them, the restrictions on single-use plastic utensils. That law is part of a package of laws targeting plastics that included a plastic bag ban that went into effect in October. Also beginning on Saturday, schools will no longer be allowed to use Native American names or images as team mascots. And 2 laws that were set to begin, a capital gains tax and a long-term care payroll tax, they're being delayed. Governor Jay Inslee has asked that the long-term care tax go back to the state legislature for changes, and the capital gains tax faces what likely will be a long legal battle after a suit to block it was filed in Douglas County last autumn. That's what's making headlines at 14 minutes after the hour. It's going to be a very busy news day today. My trick knee tells me that. But we'll have a complete newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, and with a preview, the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan, and Happy New Year. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will have the latest unemployment figures for Chelan and Douglas counties. A major snowstorm is upon us. I'll let you know when it will end and when the next storm is coming our way in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has the latest on the college bowl games and reaction to yesterday's Seahawks-Lions game. That and all the day's news stories headed your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. Don't forget, you got a news tip? You want to drop us a note and say hi? Love to hear from you. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a note on the Facebook Messenger app, or you can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon. if you so desire. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have a whole bunch of sports, 4 days worth of sports coming your way, plus the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And a conversation with Vince Johnston, who is the general manager of the East Wenatchee Water District. For you water customers on the east side of the river, changes are coming to how you're being billed and how much and how they figure all that out. Fascinating conversation with Vince. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin, and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. I would like to address some of the hesitancy that many parents may be feeling about the COVID-19 vaccine for their young child. My husband and I both work in the medical field, and we have reviewed the research, and we determined that this vaccine is far safer for our child than getting a COVID-19 infection. I encourage you to talk to your provider and find out if the COVID-19 vaccine is the right choice for your child.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
Well, good. They're plowing our parking lot. It is 17 minutes after the hour of sports. We'll go chronologically. We have a lot to cover. The Wenatchee Wild extended their winning streak to 6 games with a very exciting victory, 2-1 over Prince George on Thursday night at the Town Toyota Center. After 2 scoreless periods, Hunter Hastings got Wenatchee on the board before the visitors tied it and forced overtime. Sean Ziers with the call on Hockey TV.
Sedlowski puts it in on that, and it goes in! They score! Tipped in! And the Wild get the first goal of the night. Hunter Hastings. Now here's Marciano. He tried to get a shot in on net, and he couldn't. Sedlowski puts it in. And it was a rebound attempt that was put back in the pads of Shea, and Prince George has tied the game up with 3:50 left. We're going to go to overtime. This is not enough here, and it looks like, and it is, we're heading to a shootout. We are starting the shootout, and starting it off is Simon LaBelle in between the circles. He shoots. He couldn't even get the shot off. Wild is Garrett Sedlowski over the blue line, left-hand circle, in, shoots, blocked. Now, John Harrington. Harrington in between the circles, in, shoots, wide of the net, picks the puck up at center. Skates down the right wing of the zone, in, shoots, backhanded. Oh, he just misses the net. And now it is that Marciano. Oh, glove save made by Tyler Shea. Of Cade Littler picks it up at center, skates down the left wing, in between the circles, puts a backhanded shot, and it's sticked away. There you go. You got to wait for the referee's whistle. Now he's down the right wing, shoots. On a glove save made by Tyler Shea. Now he speeds up, picks it up at center. Skating down the right wing. In between the circles, shoots! Did they go in? Yes, it went in! Over the stick of Fairley, and the Wenatchee Wild have won in a shootout, 2-1.
Very exciting game. And again, that extended their winning streak to 6 games. How do they do on Friday night? We'll let you know in just a minute. The Washington State Cougars took on Central Michigan in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl on Friday morning. They fell behind 21-0 in the first half, and then they lost starting quarterback Jaden DeLora. But the Cougars made a game of it, but they lost in the end. The final was 24-21 to the Chippewas. 4th-string quarterback Victor Gabales came on and sparked a second-half rally for the Cougars. Cougar coach Jake Dickert credited the sophomore from Everett for being ready to play.
Well, there's one thing I learned this week. We were at Fort Bliss, I believe, on Wednesday, and the general told me his 6th rule of leadership is be ready. And I think that just embodies what Vic stands for. He's always stayed ready. It hasn't always gone his way, but he practices that way. He prepares that way. So when he gets in his moment, he's going to be ready for his opportunities. So I thought that's exactly what he did there in the second half and really gave us a good spark.
Cougar season comes to an end with a 7-6 record. The rest of the New Year's Eve filled, of course, with college football. Who's going to vie for the national championship? If you don't know by now, I'll tell you. Top-ranked Alabama cruised in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl with a 27-6 win over Cincinnati, and third-ranked Georgia no trouble with second-ranked Michigan at the Capital One Orange Bowl, winning that one 34-11. So we're good to go. The national championship presented by AT&T 1 week from today, 5 o'clock on ESPN. The Bulldogs and the Crimson Tide. The Wild were back on the ice on Friday night to ring in the new year against Prince George. This one didn't go the way as it did on Thursday night. Spruce Kings winning 5-3 after a scoreless first period. Prince George jumped out to a 3-goal lead before Wenatchee could answer in the second. Once again, Sean Ziers with the call on Hockey TV.
Owen Bond with a great play, then leaves it. Here's Bond. In alone, he shoots, he scores! Well, that's not shorthanded, but as a penalty expired. Now they can't. And here comes Prince George. A shot deflected, goes in off the rebound goal. Samoza to Littler. He scores! It looked like it didn't go in, but Cade Littler with a wrister puts it home. 10 minutes left. Third period, 4-2. Prince George leads. Now here's a shot, and they score. Now Hastings comes out with it. Backhanded pass. Bozer. Here's a shot and a goal! Overly with a wrister. Wilson, and a shot or a pass goes way off. And that is going to do it.
So their winning streak comes to an end at 6. The Wild are back on the road. This weekend, they'll be up in Canada. They'll be at Coquitlam on Friday, then Saturday at Chilliwack. Both games start at 7 o'clock. Okay, to the Les Schwab Benz College basketball scoreboard. We'll start with Saturday. Eastern Washington beat Northern Arizona 78-65 behind the career-high 30 points from Lytton Acleese in Gonzaga's program. They got COVID, so all their games are currently put on hold for the Bulldogs. The same is true for the women's program at Gonzaga. They had their game Saturday at Loyola Marymount postponed. Third-ranked Louisville had a monster fourth quarter to come from behind to beat sixth-ranked Georgia Tech Sunday 50-48. Haley Van Lith had 7 points for the Cardinals. Despite 15 points from Charlize Ledger-Walker, Washington State was no match for second-ranked Stanford. Lost to the Cardinal 82-44 on Sunday. By the way, the Washington State women have never defeated the Stanford Cardinal women's basketball team. That is stunning. And by the way, Cal and Washington didn't get to play. Again, COVID. The Seattle Kraken fell at home Saturday to the Vancouver Canucks. The final there was 5-2. The game is closer than the final score indicates. Seattle got goals from Callie Yarncroke.
Flurry all over JT Miller out of the corner. The Kraken turn it over. Puck Golson finds the mark. Garland deals it back for Ekman Larson. Now Hunt out in front of tip chance. They score! Niels Hoglander, who had the tip and the cash in on the follow-up. A lot of battles there. Now Yarncroke with a shot. He scores! The beat goes on for Kelly Yarncroke. Morgan under pressure, coughs it up. Highmore in front, a chance. They score! Tyler Mott. He throws on the brakes, lays it back. Morgan a shot. He scores! Will Morgan, unless it was tipped, it's his first goal in the National Hockey League. Walk the line. Connor Garland tees it up. He scores! Connor Garland. Loose puck. Pearson dangles out to center. Empty net. He hits it. Tanner Pearson. Thatcher Demko and the rest of the Vancouver Canucks as they get it done with a 5-2 win.
The Canucks were supposed to host the Islanders tomorrow at Climate Pledge Arena. That game has been postponed because of COVID. In fact, increasing COVID concerns among local health and school districts have forced a change for tomorrow night's Eastmont-Wenatchee basketball game. In a release from Eastmont Athletic Director Russ Waterman, Tuesday's games, tomorrow's games that were scheduled for the Town Toyota Center have been moved to Wenatchee High School, and attendance will be limited. Waterman said, and I'm quoting now, after 2 days of meetings last week with our local Chelan Douglas Health District, Eastmont District Administration, and the Region 7 Health Director, the following will be in place for all Eastmont athletic events for the next 2 weeks. This is due to concerns of the highly transmissibility of the latest COVID variant, Omicron. All events held in facilities that have a capacity of 1,000 or more will be limited to 999 maximum attendees. Venues that have a capacity below 1,000 will be limited to 50% capacity. Tickets go on sale tomorrow morning. There will be designated sections for Eastmont fans and for Wenatchee fans, and all attendees will be required to wear masks. We will have that game for you tomorrow, by the way, with Eric and Grant. We'll have the call. We'll have the boys' game live at 7:30, the girls' game on tape delay beginning at 10:30. Seahawks put together a complete game, and they beat the Lions Sunday 51-29. Rashad Penny, 170 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns. Russell Wilson threw for 4 touchdown passes in Seattle's final home game of the season. Coach Pete Carroll was thrilled, considering the offensive line was pretty much a patchwork.
They played really well, and they blocked stuff to give him a chance to get going, and then Rashad ran like crazy again. Somebody asked me during the week, what does Rashad Penny have to do, to whatever? He's got to go play again, and that's all we got to do is get him back out there again. He looked great again today, and so it's a big boost. It's a big boost. You can see the rhythm that it gives our offense, the balance that it gives our offense to be able to be that explosive, and he looked great again.
Veteran tackle Dwayne Brown says the offensive line has really gelled over the last few weeks.
No better feeling in the world than coming out with the plan to run the ball, and teams know you want to run the ball and you're still able to, dominate, in the run game. We came out today with that kind of mentality, just being physical. Whatever it was called, we wanted to be physical. And, coaches had all the faith in us to continue to dial them up. And Penny just really running with a lot of confidence. Really been playing inspired, and I'm really happy for him.
Rashad Penny has rushed for 480 yards and 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games, and he credits the offensive line.
I don't think them guys out there get as much credit. The O-line, it's been a few games where, you've seen creases, and you've seen it come in, and, just us putting together all week at practice and then, resulting to here on the field. I mean, we do this night in, night out, and, I wouldn't want to be with anybody else. This team, this offense. So, it means a lot, having them guys. And then, my job is easy. It's a big hole there. All you got to do is hit it.
Russell Wilson throwing for 237 yards. He found DK Metcalf on 3 of his 4 touchdown passes. After the game, he said, now you know how good our offense can be.
Yeah, I thought we executed in every way. I've kind of been telling you guguys, for a little bit here, I think that's kind of the game we want to play, a complete game, from first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth. I thought everybody touched the ball. We were able to facilitate it to different guys. I thought our playmakers, like guys like DK, Tyler, they were exceptional today. Gerald made some nice catches. We converted on third downs. Rashad Penny ran the ball. I mean, it was lights out. The offensive line was tremendous all night. They did some really good pressure looks and everything that we picked up in a great way.
Of course, the Seahawks will wrap up their season next Sunday afternoon in Glendale, Arizona, to take on the Arizona Cardinals, who will be going to the playoffs. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this first day of Monday, first day of 2022, I should say. At 28 minutes after the hour, the obscure holiday today is National Festival of Sleep Day today. Go to bed and don't get back up again, at least for a while. There are some times where I wish I could hibernate. Wouldn't that be nice? You go to bed like 4 or 5 days after Christmas, and you wake up, it's like the middle of February, you just don't have to worry about winter. I've thought about it. Of course, not everybody needs the same amount of sleep. It all varies. That 8-hour mark is just a nice benchmark. Some people can get by on 4 hours of sleep. Some people need more than 8 hours of sleep. The older you get, the less sleep you need. When you're just a little baby, you sleep almost all the time. But approximately 35% of all Americans admit that they don't sleep enough, which is actually not good, because lack of a good night's sleep can lead to all kinds of medical conditions: obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, depression, all kinds of, so get plenty of sleep. And you don't necessarily have to get plenty of sleep every night. Nothing wrong with a little cat nap now and again. And since we are now in the depths of winter, look at the little kitty sleeping away. So today is National Festival of Sleep Day. So if you feel a little sleep deprived, zonk out. Give yourself a nice little nap or a good night's sleep. 30 minutes after the hour. Today in history, Congress comes to television. This is the 75th anniversary of a historical milestone in the world of television. 75 years ago today, January 3rd, 1947, the opening session of the 80th Congress is actually televised. Congress comes to television. The opening session of the 80th Congress is televised in 1947. Not a lot of people had television. It was just starting to get going. But Congress comes to TV. By the way, in case you're curious, 12 people were hospitalized with extreme boredom. Television comes to the Congress. 102 years ago today, January 3rd, 1920, they had already consummated the deal a couple of days before, but they made it official. The secret deal made on December 26th to sell Babe Ruth to the Yankees from the Red Sox for $125,000, which was twice as much as any other player had ever been paid previously. It was announced publicly. Boston Red Sox owner Harry Frazee also secures a $350,000 loan from Colonel Jacob Ruppert, the owner of the New York Yankees. What did he put up for collateral? Harry Frazee put up Fenway Park itself as collateral. And the 86-year-long Curse of the Bambino was born January 3rd, 1920. I never believed in the Curse of the Bambino, which is odd, being a Yankee fan. Happy birthday, Alaska. Now, that's a state flag. That's one of my favorite state flags. Alaska is 63 years old today. It was admitted as the 49th state of the Union on January 3rd, 1959. It, of course, is known as the last frontier. That really cool flag that you see, the state flag of Alaska, designed by Benny Benson. Benny Benson designed that flag. He was 13 years old at the time. Not bad. If you hit and kill a moose, a caribou, or a bear with your car in the state of Alaska, the carcasses are considered the property of the state of Alaska, and they bring in volunteers who cut it up and distribute the food to the less fortunate in Alaska. I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, you hit and kill a bear, a moose, or a caribou with your car, you don't get to keep it. It goes to food banks, which makes sense. Alaska is larger than the combined area of the next three largest states. Yeah, Texas, California, and Montana. You take all those three, you add them together, and Alaska is still bigger than that. Half the population of the state of Alaska lives in the greater Anchorage area. Happy birthday to Alaska. Speaking of the Yankees, 49 years ago today, January 3rd, 1973, a 17-member syndicate headed by Cleveland shipbuilder George Steinbrenner III purchases the New York Yankees from CBS for $8.8 million. Now, when CBS bought the New York Yankees in 1965, they paid $11.2 million, so CBS lost about $2.5 million on the deal. George Steinbrenner ended up with the deal of a lifetime. He was the head of the syndicate. There were 17 total investors. George only had to put up $168,000 of his own money to become the controlling partner of the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees, by the way, today are worth $5.2 billion, so do the math. They bought the Yankees for about $9 million, and now it's worth $5.5 billion. Not bad. 29 years ago today, I brought this up with Grant. He's a huge Buffalo Bills fan. Trailing 35-3 midway through the third quarter of their first-round playoff game against the Houston Oilers, the Buffalo Bills staged the largest comeback in the history of the National Football League. They eventually won in overtime, 41-38, and they did so without the services of their starting quarterback, Jim Kelly, and their starting running back, Thurman Thomas. The greatest comeback in the history of the National Football League happened on this date 29 years ago today. And 22 years ago today, after 50 years and 17,987 daily comic strips, the final daily Peanuts comic was published. 33 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. Mike McKnight's got an opinion, and then my conversation with Vince Johnston. He's a general manager of the East Wenatchee Water District. I learned a lot. I think you will, too. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in north central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Different birds enjoy different types of foods, so it's important to offer all the right things for the birds you want to attract. Sound complicated? It doesn't have to be. Our Flying Start Combo is an all-in-one feeder that attracts all the birds in your backyard, with seed, suet, nuts, and fruit. Stop by our store to find out how you can get started feeding the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
Country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. That'll sure get you thinking.
Get ready for fall and winter with a new or used truck or SUV from North Central Washington's four-wheel drive headquarters, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, on 3rd Street in East Wenatchee.
Land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, you're in Ford Country.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
The Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center brings you Vibrant Motion, a new hour-long exercise program featuring local instructors Connie Townsend and Pat Robbins. Each week, we'll bring you a new episode with aerobics or Tai Chi. We promise you'll get a heart-pumping, low-impact workout regardless of your age. Join us for Vibrant Motion, weekdays on the NCW Life channel. Check your program guide for airtimes.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, okay, I need to know. Does my wife Rosie have some kind of superpower? It seems like everywhere I'm about to go, she either gets there first or gets in my way. Now, the other day I was about to get a paper towel, and as soon as I turned in that direction, she got between me and the paper towel dispenser. And she put something in the trash. You know, another time I just turned to go into our kitchen computer, and as I headed there, she got in front of me, already sitting down at the desk. You know, and it's not just in our home where this happens, it's everywhere. And not only that, just as I'm about to do something, like open a window, she says to me, Mike, open the window. This happens all the time. Now I need to know, does every wife do this? I really think I need to report this to someone. I mean, this is a miracle. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Somewhere behind these doors is a family member, often alone, taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's or some other disability, or providing care for a loved one who is not ill but only aging and no longer able to care for themselves. In the field of caregiving, this is the home front. For the home is where most Americans will live out their last days. Contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington for a variety of services including caregiving, meals, and medication help.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived.
Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious? No, he's not. He's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. It's funny here. We take advantage of basic things. There are some necessities in life that we don't really put a lot of thought into. It's just we take for granted when we get up in the morning. There's going to be water in our sink and we're going to get a nice warm shower and we're off to work. But water and power is not something we need to just take for granted. There's an infrastructure. There are people who are in charge of making sure that water comes to your house every day. And if you live anywhere in East Wenatchee between Baker Flats and Rock Island, you are a part of the East Wenatchee Water District. And come January 1st, there's going to be some changes to how they do business. And here to talk about that and other cool things about water, our favorite, H2O, the General Manager of the East Wenatchee Water District, Vince Johnston, is joining us. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's good to see you. Let's get started with one of the very basic aspects of delivering drinkable water to your home. How does the infrastructure work here in East Wenatchee? For those people who don't know, and there's a lot of people who simply don't.
So the infrastructure originates out at Lincoln Rock, adjacent to Lincoln Rock Park, in something that's called the East Bank Aquifer. The East Bank Aquifer is a deep well aquifer shared by the City of Wenatchee, Douglas County PD, and ourselves. The water is pumped from the wells into pipelines which come into town and then is repumped through a series of booster pump stations and reservoirs to feed the residents over here.
And you see them, you drive around and you see them. They got chain link fences and the big cinder block things, and that's what's getting you the water to your house. The system, the infrastructure is aging out, as all infrastructures will. We're going to get into that a little bit more in depth. But what you and your commissioners decided to do is you commissioned a study a couple of years ago about how you do business and how rates are paid as opposed to residents, as opposed to businesses, as opposed to industrial or agricultural use or what have you. And it was outdated. Everything from the billing system to how the meters are read, everything just was not up to where it should be in 2021, 2022. And changes are coming for customers of the East Wenatchee Water District. Give us the basic overplay on that.
That is correct. You know, it's hard. I think we all experience from the cell phones we have in our hands that something you bought 2 or 3 years ago isn't what you're going to buy today. Same thing goes in every business, and to include ours. We have a aging infrastructure. I think is probably where all this originated. East Wenatchee is a large system, one of the largest systems. There's about 30 miles of pipe, so there's a lot of maintaining to do. a lot of the system was installed in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and there was a component that was installed due to price and some other reasons, but it was a steel pipe. And the steel pipe has a life expectancy of about 50 years. All in all, there's about 75 miles in the 200 miles of pipe that we maintain that is steel pipe that we experience and still experience a lot of failure in. And so, moving forward to today, we started experiencing a lot of leaks. One every other day is what we saw. So our crews were, instead of maintenance, we were fixing. To move ahead was tough because we were fixing what we already had, and there was no room to move ahead. So in 14 and 15, we implemented a group, FCSG. It's a group that helps folks like us and other utilities lay out a plan to a cost-effective plan to try to accomplish a goal, and our goal was replacement, and to try to get our system better than it was, and to maintain our system. And so that's what we've done. This whole program goes clear back into 2014 and 15 and moves forward to today. And so our goal is to maintain a replacement schedule that will hopefully provide replacement, and we won't be dealing with all this at one time. If we can slowly work our way through it and continue, hopefully it will keep rates low and infrastructure, critical infrastructure replaced.
Well, for the basic residents, your basic household here in the East Wenatchee Water District, the first thing they're going to want to know is, am I going to pay more, Vince? And how's that whole thing going to work? The first thing it's going to notice is you notice your bill is now going to be monthly instead of bi-monthly. That's probably the number one thing they're going to notice starting with the new year. Anything else that's going to catch their eye when that bill comes in the mail or on their email?
Well, I think, right now we have what's called a block rate or a uniform rate. It's one rate. The goal is to come up and develop rates based upon customer classifications, because a residential customer has a different use and a different cost component than a commercial or an industrial customer. So the idea would be, obviously the infrastructure, the water meter size, the piping, the pumps, all of those things, the fire suppression storage, all of those things to supply an industrial commercial customer is more than a residential customer. So therefore we've tried to do a cost allocation to break out the true costs for these individual classes of customers. And I think that's probably going to be the question that you said, people are going to notice a difference. That is the major difference in the major component of what we're trying to do. The idea is that over time, that those costs that everybody pays for right now will be paid for by the people who need those services, the additional services beyond the residential folks. There's a fire component cost and a upsizing costs and all those things, and we just have no way to administer those costs to where they should have been with the current rate structure. So the idea is breaking these classes out, and hopefully in time, this cost of service that everybody talks about and everybody hears about can actually be realized.
It makes perfect sense that you should pay for the amount of water that you use. It's just common sense.
Yeah, I think that there's a connection charge, obviously, which goes without saying, because we have ongoing maintenance costs that have to happen. So there's a base cost, or people call it a base charge, but it does give flexibility to the folks out there that can and want to conserve water. Before, we allowed 12 units in the base bill, so a lot of the folks, either didn't use it because they were small families, they had irrigation water, and the difference between irrigation and domestic obviously is for exterior landscaping purposes and so on and so forth. But the 12 units was built into the bill. We've pulled that back out, trying to cover ongoing maintenance needs and day-to-day expenses with the component of the base, and then we're using the water sold to pay for infrastructure improvements and replacements.
Is reading the meters every month is going to help your folks identify leaks quicker too? Is that part of the deal? Is that going to help?
I think there's an overall benefit of reading monthly. I think probably the easiest and best way to try to explain it so people understand it is, currently we read every other month, so we're basically 2 months in the rear when we read. And so some of the things that people depend on us for is obviously identifying if they have a leak or not. So I do believe it's going to help us mark and capture those leaks sooner so we can notify the customer to tell them there's an issue. You know, it's a component of conservation as well as customer service, and I think that's what we're trying to accomplish.
How does it? We've obviously East Wenatchee is exploding from a residential standpoint. The orchards are going down. The subdivisions are going in. How does it work for a contractor? Hey, Vince, gonna build 30 houses in an old orchard. Can you send me some water? How does that work exactly?
So that there's the development component. You're right. There's a lot of infrastructure going in. There's a lot of orchards going out. There's a lot of houses being built, and we see a lot of that. We're seeing a little more of a shift towards industrial usage, commercial usage over here. We're seeing things that traditionally East Wenatchee was not. Traditionally, residential community was what we were, and still the 90% of our customer base still is residential. But a developer will go through a planning process that involves all of the agencies, not just water. And it gets down to us, and the developer puts in the infrastructure, and then we assume that infrastructure, and then that's when the delivery of water starts.
At what point in the infrastructure is it your pipeline connecting, as a resident connecting to the pipelines that belong to the East Wenatchee Water District? How does that? Where's the demarcation line? This is your district pipe, and this is the pipe that goes to your house. How does that work?
So the demarcation line, everything in the right-of-way, I think would be the easiest way to explain demarcation. Everything in the right-of-way, streets, sidewalks, is owned by the district up to the backside of the water meter. From the backside of the water meter to the residents is the customer's responsibility. And hopefully this monthly reading, there's a lot of old infrastructure like we've kind of been talking about to include the customer service lines. And hopefully that reading these meters more frequently, we can identify if there is an issue, notify the customer, and hopefully conserve water. And that's the goal.
The infrastructure in and of itself, as you mentioned before, steel pipes with only a 50-year lifespan. So steel pipes that were put in the early 70s have already reached their expected life expectancy. It doesn't seem like it would be that long. So you have to look very long term, much longer term than other people just on a day-to-day basis. You have to look 40, 50, 60 years down the road what you're building and maintaining today, do you not?
We do. We look, so the pipe we're putting in right now is 100-year life. So there's nothing that we're doing that's forever. But the goal is to have a plan that continually replaces infrastructure so that we don't have it all fail at one time. There's components and parts and pieces of all of it that can be replaced slowly, because if we wait, it will impact our customers. And the goal is to not impact our customers any more than we have to.
Where do you see growth for the East Wenatchee Water District in the next 20 years? Right up Grant Road, right up to the airport, with data servers, which need a lot of water because they need a lot of cooling, all that stuff. Where do you see your folks 20 years from now?
I see Grant Road developing out, the port, the industrial property out at the port developing out. I see property up above of the cemetery, 10th Street, over to Fancher Heights. There's a lot of available property up there. Those are the majority of the areas that I see growth and development to occur.
We've seen them. You got a great staff, good folks out there. You see them all over the place, not just here at the office, but you see them. They're out there in their white trucks and their hard hats. Your crew that maintains the system day to day. These folks, these men and women are top flight, aren't they?
They are incredible people. The folks out in the field that probably most people run into are very genuine people. They are very conscientious about helping the customer. Their customer service is fantastic. The folks here in the office that I work with the most, same thing goes for them. I think customer service here is very, very important to all of us, and we do try our best. We don't make everybody happy every day, but the majority of people, we walk out of here saying thank you very much.
Vince, I'll give you the last word for the owners and operators of the East Wenatchee Water District. There's 30,000 people, 10,000 plus households and businesses or whatever that all tap into that one big spigot. I'll give you the last words to your customer owners of the district to wrap it up and talk about the changes coming up.
Well, I think that that we've done everything that we can to try to look forward to the future, as we've talked about, to look at the present, to try to come up with a plan that facilitates replacement with our customers' best interest at heart. We try our best to provide the best service, the best product that we can at the most affordable price. I think that is our goal as public servants. and I appreciate the opportunity.
And the next time you folks in the East Wenatchee Water District pour yourself a glass of water out of the sink or wash your laundry or take a nice warm shower in the morning, give these guys a little shout out every once in a while. It's not magic. It doesn't come out of the air. It's got to come from someplace, and these are the guys who take care of you. Vince, I appreciate you coming by.
Much appreciated. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And if you want to know what Vince is talking about as far as the infrastructure, they have an example right inside the front door of the Water District office here off of Eastmont. That is a great visual aid on what they're dealing with the aging infrastructure, that if they get that kitty built up, they'll be able to not only maintain what they already have, but build it out into the future so we continue to grow and be a great place to live. Vince, thanks for letting me come down.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
I appreciate it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
And we are back. It continues to snow lightly outside of our studios in downtown Wenatchee. We've gone all the way up to 19 degrees, which is downright mild compared to what we've been getting. Before we get into the weather forecast and details, I want to give you a heads up of the major mountain passes. I-90 is still closed. The Quality Pass has been closed for about the last 4 hours. It's closed on the west side of the mountains at North Bend and on the east side in Ellensburg. They're going to reassess the situation, they tell us, at 9 o'clock this morning. But on Snoqualmie Pass, they had it all. Blowing snow, heavy snow, impassable roads, spinouts, you name it, they had it. I-90 is still closed. Stevens is still closed. They started avalanche control work on US 2 Stevens Pass at 5 o'clock this morning, and they're still not done with it. I just checked. Stevens Pass is also still closed. You can't get over White Pass. White Pass is closed. If you need to go to the Puget Sound area right now, you got to drive all the way down Menashtash Ridge and then over Biggs Junction and across because you can't get there from here. Blue Pass is open. It's snowing with change required. So once again, I-90 is still closed, has been for about 4 hours. Stevens has been closed for about 3 hours. We don't know when either one of those are going to reopen. And if you want to take Blewett for reasons unknown, you got to chain them up. And they're going to get just gobs of snow all week long in the major mountain passes. And we're not done yet either. We have more snow coming here. But the Wenatchee Valley, especially Wednesday night into Thursday, we're circling that Wednesday night into Thursday for another round of pretty good snow. We're still going to have hit and miss snow today, tonight, Tuesday, and Tuesday night, but just a little bit here, a little skiff here, a little skiff there. And then the next round of accumulations is expected Wednesday night into Thursday and maybe even a little bit into Friday from the National Weather Service. Here's what we're looking at. We're going to be up to 30 degrees. Now, that is going to feel a lot warmer than what we've had lately because it's been cold. We hit 3 for the overnight low last night. It's actually been warming up as the day progresses. That's good. And again, still some light snow. It should taper off about noon. 16 for the overnight low. We catch a little bit of a break on Tuesday, maybe even some sunshine at times with a high of 31. 20 for the overnight low again. A little bit of light snow, still not out of the realm of possibility Tuesday. We're going to jump ahead to Wednesday night. 2 to 4 inches of snow overnight Wednesday night in the Wenatchee Valley, an additional 1 to 3 inches on Thursday. There you go. Happy New Year. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.